the root of suffering, self-grasping. Meditation on selflessness is a shared practice across the three vehicles, so we take it as the first stage of meditation. In the Theravada tradition, the core practice of the path of accumulation is listening to and contemplating no self in person. While the Theravada path of accumulation encompasses many aspects, its essence is cultivating renunciation, the determination to transcend samsara. To elaborate, there are many aspects. The core practice of the path of accumulation is listening to and contemplating the absence of self in persons. Meditating on and realizing selflessness come at later stages. We undergo cycles of birth and death within the three realms. The root cause is that we mistakenly regard I and mine as truly existent. All karma within the three realms arises from self-cherishing and self-pride, which stem from the ignorance of self-grasping. There are two types of self-grasping, innate and conceptual. Conceptual self-grasping is conditioned by external influences in one's lifetime, not inborn. It is coarse and easy to eliminate. After entering the path of seeing by meditating on the emptiness of perceived phenomena, one can eradicate conceptual self-grasping. It perceives the 5 aggregates, 12 sense spaces, and 18 elements as the realm of a real self through discrimination and conceptual thought. Innate self-grasping is present from birth. It perceives the 5 aggregates generally or individually and regards them as a real self. After entering the path of seeing through repeatedly meditating on the sublime teachings on emptiness during the path of meditation, one can uproot innate self-grasping. When we come into this world, even before receiving any education, we instinctively protect ourselves. We crave milk when hungry and seek warmth when cold. When we feel discomfort or displeasure, we naturally express my needs through crying. This clinging to I, not shaped by acquired concepts, is innate self-grasping. It is the most deeply rooted attachment we have nurtured since beginningless time. Simultaneous with the grasping to I arises the grasping to mine. Imagine this scene. A child tightly holds an apple. Wherever he goes, he keeps it in his hand. Even though he may not want to eat it, he is already attached to it, seeing it as his possession. This is what we call mine. Mine includes many things, but the most significant is my body, what we are most attached to. From attachment to the body arises attachment to parents, siblings, fame, wealth, houses, social status, and so on. When night falls, solitary people often experience a deep sense of loneliness. When facing sudden adversity or traveling in a desolate wilderness, the fear of losing oneself awakens deep-rooted self-cherishing. Thus, an inexplicable fear begins to haunt the mind. In such moments, self-cherishing becomes evident. In daily life, as we are immersed in the grasping to mine, such as fame and gain, we temporarily forget the grasping to I. But when separated from what we regard as mine, such as when we are alone or face life-threatening situations, self-cherishing surfaces. These observations show that the most deeply rooted and fundamental attachment in the world is the attachment to self. It is the root of all afflictive obscurations. The attachment and pride to I and mine, which stem from self-grasping, lie dormant in our mental continuum like cancer cells. They rapidly grow, spread, and intensify with the development of body and mind and the influence of the environment and thoughts. In childhood, self-cherishing and self-pride remain latent. Apart from attachment to their bodies, children haven't formed attachments to other things. Children mainly have an innate clinging to their bodies, but haven't activated the seeds of afflictions such as the desire for fame and gain. Adults often appreciate innocent children because they have fewer desires and are easily satisfied. However, with the development of the body and mind, strong self-awareness and independent personalities emerge. We subconsciously protect ourselves, avoiding others' physical contact, and our self-esteem grows stronger. Sarcasm and mockery become intolerable to the ego. Even kind advice, if it doesn't align with our preferences, can provoke immediate resistance. As the attachment and pride to I and mine, stemming from self-grasping, gradually intensify, the agitations and vexations of adolescence naturally emerge. In addition to internal factors like physical and mental development, external conditions such as family, school, and society foster the spread of these cancer cells, self-cherishing and self-pride. In the past, Chinese people placed great emphasis on moral education. Within the family, the young respected their elders, parents were kind, and children were filial. Elder brothers were caring, and younger brothers were respectful. Everyone fulfilled their roles. Family education followed these principles. The focus of education was to cultivate the virtues of filial piety, harmony among siblings, loyalty, and trustworthiness. With virtues, blessings naturally follow. With blessings, society becomes harmonious and people feel joyful. Children are the juniors in the family, so elders naturally care for them. The principles of filial piety and sibling harmony can address one's negative dispositions. While they may not uproot these problems, they can keep self-cherishing and self-pride from growing unchecked and undermining the foundation of being human. Nowadays, children often show uncontrolled self-cherishing and self-pride from an early age, causing frustration for their parents. This phenomenon is common. Nowadays, parents regard teaching children survival skills as the entirety of education. They have gone astray in many areas. Children become the center of the family, and everyone revolves around them. Such a family environment reinforces children's self-centeredness. This kind of unconditional indulgence doesn't help with their healthy development. Instead, it strengthens their selfish tendencies like self-cherishing and self-pride, planting deep-rooted causes of suffering from an early age. Once these spoiled children enter a group setting, their inflated self-cherishing and self-pride will give rise to various psychological problems. Children afflicted with egocentrism are very fragile. When comparing themselves to their peers, if they fall behind, they develop intense jealousy or feelings of inferiority. If they are equal to others, a sense of competition emerges. If they surpass others, arrogance arises. Not everyone in a group can be the center. Thus, some children find it unbearable when others receive attention while they don't. As a result, they may isolate themselves and feel depressed. Others, driven by a distorted sense of inferiority, may commit various bizarre acts and consider themselves unconventional and different from others. Self-cherishing and self-pride are so deeply ingrained that once triggered, they surface. For example, honor is essentially an intangible notion. But once the ego associates with it, one sees it as mine and becomes deeply attached. Before vanity is activated, a child is innocent. But suppose after entering school, they are awarded as an outstanding student, walking proudly onto the podium amid attention, flowers, and applause. Furthermore, their achievements are widely praised and publicized. In such an environment, they may develop a strong attachment to that honor, viewing it as their own. As they grow up, they may crave fame. They are unwilling to be left behind and always yearn for praise and recognition. An invisible award certificate binds them. Many virtuous individuals in the world have little desire for material gain and are not strongly attached to wealth. However, they deeply cling to reputation. In particular, intellectuals, literati, and those with social status, distinguished positions, or expertise highly value their prestige and dignity. This attachment to fame, status, and power can lead them into pathetic situations. They may harm others without realizing it and even cause countless deaths. Suppose a politician only cares about their reputation and political future, even fantasizing about eternal glory. However, due to limited governance abilities, lack of resolution, poor judgment in selecting candidates, and appointing the wrong people, they may carry out many actions that seem beneficial to the country and its people but are actually harmful. Sadly, they remain unaware, considering themselves great. Such phenomena have happened throughout history, causing great suffering to the masses. Some of these politicians experience grave consequences in that very life, such as imprisonment, suicide, or assassination. Others face even more tragic karmic retributions after death, something we cannot see but is inevitable.